Good evening, everyone. Mr. P is in the kitchen making a coffee as we speak.
Oh,
So he's in there making a coffee. Dear me. It's all right. Me and Mr. P were just having a bit of a laugh at, they were the I'm first sort of thing, battle going on between Kate, Steve, and he. Hiya, Johnny. And he says, hey, up, he says, even Johnny's going in on act now. Hiya, Johnny. How are you? So,
copycat.
I must say, Johnny, before we go any further, you are spoiling your missus something rotten. She deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but you're spoiling her. So, yeah. She messaged me this afternoon saying that, you'd bought her some scales, which I sort of recommended you do the other day. So she says, but I bet you're already knew. And I says, well, no, actually. I says, I did tell him, that... yeah, I agree, Johnny. She does deserve it. And she's more or less says, well, I bet you already do. And I says, well, actually, no, I didn't. I says, I did tell him that they come in handy, a set of electronic scales. And she says, oh, I'm waiting for another delivery, but I don't know where it is. So she's sort of, like 99% set up, you know what I mean? I'm always buying different things. I mean, Chris will tell you, I'm always buying things for me baking, let's just say. So
let's just say that Amazon have rented a room out for Mrs. P to go and live in.
But there's always something that catches me eye, There's always something. I'll look into that sort of thing. But yeah, exactly, Johnny. You hit the nail on the head. He says a few bits here and there don't break the bank. Exactly. That's what I keep trying to tell, Mr. P over there. So yeah, I had my delivery a bit earlier on. Oh dear me. But yeah, well, the right term for it, Johnny, is a food processor, because that's what she told me. She says she'd asked you for a food processor. I did send her like a link. They're cheap enough in Argos. Mine, it's like Argos's Cookworks or wherever it is. They're not, same thing. But anyway, so yeah, Cookworks from Argos, they're not massively expensive. It's got me red and black. Well, the Cookworks ones is white, so so yeah, if you want to know what I've bought is I bought a book, well, a cookery book, and it's 200 delicious desserts. I am Jad. I'm just showing everybody what I've bought off of Amazon. So yeah, so I've got 200 delicious desserts. That's one thing I've bought. And no, I did not. That's like Tracy's one. Well, you see, they do a whole range. I mean, I sort of, I've got one in my basket. Don't tell Chris though, but I've got one in my basket already. Another one. So, and I bought some posh well, they're called muffin cups. So basically, I'll just get one out for you and show you in detail. They're like cups for your muffins. Posh cup. That is rose gold, by the way. So yeah, so they're sort of posh cups for your you know, for your muffins, etc. And there's 50 in there, so they should keep me going for a bit. Johnny says send me a link for them. Yeah, Amjad says, oh, they look posh. But the thing is, I've got the tulip ones. Now, I can't get on with them. No way, no how. So I says to Chris, I says, I'm going to buy some. They're simple, but effective, if that makes sense. So, yeah. It's all right. I'm just gonna have a look, Johnny. And I'll send you a link. So yeah, so I thought, well, there's 50 there. They should last me a bit. Right. But what it is, it's simple, but you know, just for a link. Yeah. So I'm just sending the link to Johnny. When I can find him. There we go. See, I've sent you a link, Johnny. So yeah, so you know, it's I'm sort of like, you know, if I see something that if I see something that takes me fancy and I think, oh, they'll come in handy. It's like me, I've got tons and tons of tins, you know. It's, you know, but there's always something that, you know, that you know, ups your baking game, let's just say. So so yeah, but they are cheaper on other sites, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was looking at some yesterday, but they're only in sort of like packs of 20 or packs of 12, whereas these is 50. So I thought, well, you know, yeah, and there's 50 and they'll last me ages. So so yeah, I have looked on other sites to see if I could do them or get them cheaper, but other sites just sell them in like either packs of 20 or packs of 12. Now there's 50 there, they'll last me for ages. And sort of my sentiments are, why keep buying 20? Because by the time you bought 20 or 12, you could have bought 50 for, you know, for she's clearing the bottom drawer for all the baking stuff. We see, that's why I bought that tower, because all me sort of me spices, me, you know, me things that I put on top, and my flour, and you know, all bits and bobs like sultanas, raisins, and it's not cluttered, because above our tumble dryer and whatever, we've got like a double cupboard, if you know what I mean, 2 double cupboards. And Chris were moaning that I were taking over both those cupboards with all my baking stuff. So anyway, we're seeing these on Facebook on Marketplace, and they were free. So basically, you know, it didn't cost us no. So Chris went and picked them up, and it's a case of, I know where everything is basically. You know, I ain't got to sort of go rooting about in cupboard for things. there is odd bits and bobs that's in cupboard, like my golden syrup and, you know, things like that. But I know where all my spices are. I know where all my decorations are, you know. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's a case of you know, now I'm not cluttering all them cupboards up, you know, the space is available for other things. Oh, yeah, she did tell me this afternoon because she said she was making butterfly cakes as well. So yeah. So yes, we you know, we were, you know, talking, and she says she'll make a butterfly cakes or something. So yeah.
How dare she make Halloween buns at 9 o'clock on a Friday evening?
I am a lady. How are you?
Without me.
She is. She made them green and orange. Yeah, she did say. She did say. So yeah, we're talking all things baking, my lady. You know, I've had a couple of things come from Amazon. Oh yeah, Chris has been talking to your son today, by the way. But if you're wondering what that's about, my lady messaged me the other day and said that her son had added Chris or something on Instagram and is a keen photographer. Hiya, Steve. How are you?
Hello, Steve.
So yeah, so they've been chatting today. So Andy made me a logo. Ooh. But so yeah, is it midnight tonight? We're going to tier 3 lockdown?
No, minute past midnight.
Yeah, well, whatever. And funny thing is, yeah, I know. She showed me the thing that you got with all piping nozzles and whatever and scales. So what's the other thing? She only told me about the scales and the box with all the piping nozzles and everything in it. It's put "Hi, baby." Hey, Chris, who made you a logo? He's on about it.
It's for his photography side. Don't worry.
It's for his photography, and it says Chris Pickering Photography or something.
For the photographs.
Oh yeah, like you know, like
You know, you can put spaces in between your writing.
but yeah, I mean, you know, my lady's son offered to do it, and Chris says, yeah, it's just a thing that he can put in corner, like when he publishes his photographs, it's just says Chris Pickering Photography or something.
So I don't get no thieving getting it to be photographed, not like they would like, but
he said he had been talking, yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's it. That's basically no fancy or anything, and you know, we're just a thing that it can, like a watermark, like we do on like I've got in corner for, you know, for my channel and whatever. It's basically just that for his you know, for his that it, so nobody can steal his photographs, basically. So you know, that's basically all it is. So yeah, just show my lady that I've ordered them off Amazon, the muffin cups. So pack of 50, and I've also got a cookery book as well. So 200 delicious desserts. So the only two purchases I've purchased off for Amazon yet. Has Chris been locked up yet? I mean, lockdown. So I don't know whether you caught that, Bella. I've ordered some stuff off for Amazon. They like muffin cups and delicious dessert cookery book. So they're the only two purchases I've made it. I see a lot of professional bakers use them muffin cups, but I was looking at another one, but they were like paper ones, and they were 100. But they're only pink and blue, and I think they're sort of more geared to like a baby shower. And I were rumming and ahhing about them, and I couldn't make my mind up. And they were 100 in them, but I thought, well, I could do with one really that are multicoloured, not just pink and blue. So I'm sort of still on fence about that one. So yeah, you know, so it's a case of watching this space. Bella, I've got a good cookery book. I stand my tripod on it. But yeah, I mean, like Wales is, what is it called? Fire something or other. Like a strict lockdown for, I think it's 2 weeks. I think fire. Well, I forget what it's called now.
Firecracker. No.
Yeah. Anyway, Wales is doing this like a really strict lockdown. I think for 2 weeks. Fire. Not firewall, fire something or other. I forgot what it's called now. So, pardon. So yeah, I mean that's it. Apart from that, I mean I've Oh, Bella says they go to 3 on Wednesday.
Yeah, I told you. You'll be reading me messages.
But yeah, I don't think that. I think that's about it, really. I don't think I've done out. But yeah, you know, it's you know, it's what it's same as I said to Chris. I mean, like he's used to going out with somebody or other, you know, and same as I says, as from midnight tonight, you're gonna have to go out on your own because you're not allowed to mix with anybody else from any other households. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it's same old. There's always something going off about it. You know what I mean? So you know, I mean, Chris is still going to get out and about. The only thing being is he's going to have to go on his own and not with anybody else. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I mean, there were like a police commissioner or something, and he says, you know, like government's making these stricter rules and this, that, and other, and in no uncertain terms, it was saying they're that overstretched at the moment as regards police officers. You know, they can't reasonably enforce all these new rules, let's just say. So basically, well, that's at least that's, you know, it's one thing, Amjad. At least you can you know, you could talk to your cousins and, you know, you can still be in contact with them and, you know, but yeah, you know what I mean? It's, you know, even this police commissioner or whoever were saying, you know, that they already stretched to full capacity at the moment. So are the government expect them to police it? I don't know. But I think they're just expecting people to follow the rules. But hiya, Tracy, how are you?
Hello, Tracy.
So yeah, you know, it's a case of they've got to hope that people behave themselves, which obviously they don't. So, you know what I mean? It's a case of at the end of the day, no, it's going to change, really, in my opinion. So yes, I've just been showing your beloved Tracy the things that I had come from Amazon. These are them things that that I ordered. Hiya, Laurie. So yeah, we've got Thomas in and all. So yeah, so these is like the things that I ordered. The muffin cups. That's what the classed as.
Did you see what I put?
Out in the morning with the lads. So yeah, so that's what I've had off of Amazon. Like muffin cups. So and my cookery book that I said I was going to order. So that come as well. So John is telling Tracy he's got link for them. No, they're not them covers. They for the cookery, Steve, for the muffin cups actually. But I just wish people would care about each other that way. Yeah. But this is the thing. I mean, one way or other, you know, you're just not gonna get people, you know, adhering to whatever. Yeah, of course we have Thomas.
What?
He says, "Have you all missed me?" Pasties. But they for muffins, they are. So yeah. Yeah. But I was just saying, Tracy, I've got the tulip muffin cases, and I just can't get on with them. You know, no way, no how. It goes all over everywhere. It misses thing, and you know, you've got a terrible mess. I just can't get on with them. So I thought, well, I'll get them. You know, it's a case of just chucking your cupcake mix or your muffin mix in them, and jobs are good. And you know what I mean. But the thing is, Thomas, yeah, we're still surviving it, but you know, it's you don't know whether you're coming or going with all these new restrictions, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But we're not talking about that anyway. Nah, Miss Jeanette, do you ever cook things other than baking sweet? No, because Chris does cooking, I do baking. All an unstoppable spring-scented wax melt. Oh,
Jeanette's baker, I'm the chef.
Yeah, Chris is the cook, I'm the baker. On your shows? Not really, Steve. You know, it's this is sort of the other side to my channel, which is baking, which everybody knows that I love. I have done sort of vlogs where, you know, I've tried to do a meal on a £5 budget and things like that, but it's what I do best, Steve. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, don't get me wrong. What did I do? I did a cottage pie. I have done a cottage pie on my channel, and slow cooker stew. I think it were sort of the only two sort of cooking ones that I've done, apart from the new intro I'm doing for you is says cooking with Jeanette. Oh well, cooking, baking, it's still same thing, Steve. But I just want your input on something that I was talking about with Chris earlier on. As everyone knows, next Saturday it's Halloween. Now, I was thinking of doing something Halloweenish. Oh, Bella's got Christmas wax melts. I've got pumpkin spice. So yeah, so with it being Halloween next Saturday.
Oh, bloody.
Ooh. Life surprise for you, Tracy. Got a Morphy Richards food processor with all the different paddles used twice. Well, there you go. So I was thinking, as well as doing, as well as doing the baking on Tuesday, because sort of me and Tracy's already sorted out what we're doing Tuesday, I might replace next Fridays with a baking live. She's put, yeah, dress up really scary. Chris can come as he is. No, well, I thought replacing next Friday's live stream with sort of like a Halloween themed thing. You know what I mean? Thomas says to pumpkin pie. But you'd be surprised, Thomas, that I don't want to go down the route of actually buying a pumpkin, because I've been there, I've done that, and it's horrible to gut out, if you know what I mean. Oh, my lady's candle order's coming tomorrow. So I've sort of looked into tinned pumpkin puree, but I did look at sort of some because I've got a recipe for pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, but as well as the pumpkin puree, you need a pumpkin spice. So I sort of looked on Asda, or you know,
circle bit on my phone that closes it down as I was typing.
Oh,
5-minute ad there.
But the thing is, Thomas, I've sort of looked on Amazon. You can buy it, but you can't sort of just buy one single tin, if you know what I mean. They do like a pumpkin pureed pumpkin, and you can get the pumpkin spice as well. But with the pureed pumpkin, you sort of just can't buy one tin. So, you know, it's a case of, should I buy, you know, I think it's about 3 tins. Should I go down the route of buying 3 tins and then, you know, hope I come up with some other use for it? You know what I mean? I don't know yet. So I ain't exactly sort of decided. Now, I sort of thought of obviously because obviously November the 5th is bonfire night, and that's on a Wednesday. I might actually do on the Tuesday stream, like bonfire toffee apples, etc. So yeah, so because no, bonfire night is actually on a Thursday. So I thought on the Tuesday, we could go down route of toffee apples and bonfire toffee.
Oh, excuse me.
So ooh.
Oh, your buns, I hope she said it nudes. Sorry, Tracy, you walked into that
Yeah.
one.
You've done a good job there, Tracy.
Evening, Rich.
Hiya, Richard, how are you? I hope the trick-or-treaters don't risk knocking on strange doors. I don't think the parents will. But you see what they're doing round here as well, Bella. They've been planning it for quite a while now, and they're getting people from round this area. You know, like how you put decorations and everything up for Christmas. They're getting people to decorate the windows, etc. On a Halloween theme, and it's called, what is it called now? Like a pumpkin trail. They've sort of published a map exactly where people are decorating the houses and everything, so parents can take the children and follow this map. And it's not actually trick-or-treating, it's just sort of, they can dress up in the Halloween outfits, blah, blah, blah. But they're just going round looking at all these different decorations and hi, Kate. She says, I'm here now, don't panic. So, yeah, so I forget exactly what it's called, Summit Trail, Pumpkin Trail or something. And it's parents taking them round, looking at all the different ways people have, all the different ways that people have decorated the windows. So yeah. But you see, we've got like 2 local Facebook groups, Bella, and that's how it's come about. You know, people have had to approach them and say, well, yeah, I'll be doing it, or yeah, I'll be doing it. And basically, they have some like flyers printed out at the different locations where everybody's decorating the windows. So yeah, you know, it's an alternative to trick-or-treating. It's not putting kids at risk, and it's not putting anybody else at risk. It's just basically they're getting out and about with their parents. They can still dress up in Halloween costumes, but it's just going round, you know, showing the kids all these different ways that people are decorating the windows. Bella's put, hang on, Tess wants a pee.
Too much information.
Yeah, I was just on about what's it called? Fire. I forgot what it was called.
Fire summer, isn't it?
And it's like a tough new lockdown thing.
Wakey.
Hi, Wakey, how are you? Ooh. That's not bad, Johnny.
What's that?
He's just sent me a picture of the thing that he's ordered Tracy, or he's bought Tracy.
Not a gimp outfit, is it?
No. It's a food processor, you Wally. Well, I were only saying to him the other night, that I thought it'd be a good idea to get Tracy some digital scales, and then there's no mistaking if you've got digital scales, then you can do it to a T. You know what I mean? And basically, she messaged me. She says, "Oh, look what Johnny's bought me." So he took the hint and he'd bought some electronic scales. And then she sort of said to me, "I've got something else coming, but I don't know what it is," thinking that I knew what it were. And I says, "No." Yeah. So anyway, so I said, well, I did mention to him that you could, benefit from some electronic scales. I says, I didn't know we were going to buy you some. Johnny says they didn't have his size.
Have you put it to order, Johnny?
Yeah. Has it got to be made to measure? But anyway, so it ordered us some electronic scales, and then she says, "But I suppose you already knew that." And I says, "Well, I didn't." I says, "I just mentioned to him that you'd benefit from some electronic scales." So I says, "But I didn't know he'd ordered any." And then she says, "Well, I'm expecting something else." I says, "Well, I don't know anything about, anyway." So it was like cake decorating thing with all different nozzles, etc. So I have some line scale you can have. But the thing is, Wakey, I mean, it's like Tracy's got into baking in a big way. Now you've got to have the proper equipment when you're baking. So yeah. Right. I'm not saying nothing to that. So it's like it's like you're only as good as the tools what you've got, if you know what I mean. So to make a good job of these things, you have to have the right tools. And before you say it, no. So anyway, but same as Johnny says, it's not as if it's gonna break bank. Picking your food processor up at 11 a.m.
How much are the Phantom 4s? Out between 400 and 600, depends what goes with them.
Yeah, it's taught. Did you hear that? Wakey says it between what?
Anything between 400 and 600.
He says anything between 400 and 600, depending on what extras you get with them. But it's true though, Tracy. If you ain't got the right tools, you're only limited to what you can do. I mean, it's like a plasterer, or electrician. You've got to have the right tools for the job. You know what I mean? It's true. You know what I mean? You've to do baking, you've got to have the right tools. So everything. Same as Johnny says, it don't break bank because I mean, it's like Chris, like the drones. They're an expensive hobby, but once you've bought them, you've more or less spent what you're going to spend. But with baking, you're always finding new things. Like I've got because I started doing the baking lives, I paid a £5 for it. Well, I'd got a of anyway, but
What?
I've got a thing come up. Go to channel, get the full version.
Chris, do you need a license to fly a drone? Yes, you do now. Well,
it's got the Mavic Mini, but it is it up till November?
well I'm just typing it.
Yeah, go on then. I'll let you. Over 250 grams. Yeah, but I think that's changing as well from November, Wakey. I think. But this is it, Johnny. I mean, it's like my thing with draws in. You know what I mean? That was free on Marketplace, and I says, you know, it's too good to miss because I can, you know, I can put all my baking I Okay then, Bella.
Sure.
I do hope everything's all right. She says something's come up. So yeah, and then that the tabletop hob were a £5. You know what I mean? If you look for these sort of bargains, same as Johnny says, you can pick them up. You know, so but yeah, you know, it's you've got to you know, you've got to sort of keep your eye on Marketplace, you know, and you know, it's like you know, if I keep a, you know, I keep a look at, and if I see something that's sort of I think will benefit, you know, you always try and knock them down anyway. You know what I mean? Let's say, for instance, somebody's advertising something for 10 quid. You always say, well, will you accept 8 quid? Or, you know what I mean? If they wanted to sell it desperate enough, they'll knock it down. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a case of, you know, you've got to keep your eye out, and you know yourself whether it's a good bargain or a bad bargain, or, you know, or talking ridiculous prices or whatever for what it is. Well, this is it, Johnny. I mean, it's like, I mean, my food processor, I'm sort of, so which is a good beginner drone? I want to get my son one. Baby.
I'm typing.
It's all right. Chris is typing. So yeah, I mean, it's I mean, don't get me wrong. No, she's on about getting her someone. Wakey's put a SEMA X5, whatever that is. I don't know. I've never even heard of it. So yeah, she's on about wanted to get one for her son. But the thing is, it's there is a lot of dodgy dealings, let's just say. So you've got to weed out the good from the bad. That's my cousin's name.
What, dodgy dealings?
No, SEMA. Wakey's put a link in there, my lady, for you. So if you want to click on that link, and that'll, you know, probably help you decide. I thought you were typing.
I've put in.
Oh, a Mavic Mini is a good starter drone, but it's not great in the wind, but expensive. Yeah.
Keep up, gal. Anything DJI is good for a starter drone.
Yeah. I mean, Chris had a little tiny one called a Tello. but they sort of just
They're toys.
yeah, basically they're just a toy drone. Them Tello are
Good toy drone.
yeah, the little and tiny, but they sort of, you know, the one that the Tello that Chris had got a camera and everything on, but they only sort of not yeah, they're not very big and they're not very
There's something to play about it house when you're bored and it's raining outside and you can't fly.
yeah. Oh, pardon me. I've just finished my coffee off, that's why. So yeah. I'll just have a look at this link what Wakis put in and see what
fireworks.
Yeah.
Hey, if it's not raining on firework night, bonfire night, I'll stick it drawn up in there. If I can capture any.
That's GPS. Don't learn to fly with GPS. No.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got a clue, Wake, to be honest with you.
Yeah, GPS helps it steady in position. If you haven't got GPS, you basically.
Well, that one that Wake is, it's, you know, like that very first one that you ever had.
Oh, one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
1795. So yeah, I mean that when Chris very first got a drone, that's basically what he bought. But they're not very sturdy, let's just say. Yeah, that drone is too small. What the Tello that I were on about, or the Seaman X5, because I've just had a look at it, and basically that's what Chris first started out with when he first started.
I think.
Yeah, it's still down there. Fly dead stick to begin with. If you can master one of these, then GPS drone is a doddle. It's there, look. So yeah, I mean, Chris got one of them sort when he sort of were. But I mean, this were like a nondescript one. Mavic Air 2 next for me. It's my Xmas. Oh, it's buying his own Christmas present.
Who was that?
Richard, Mavic Air. So yeah, this is the one that Chris very first started out with. But as you can see, they're very
flimsy.
Yeah, very, you know, very flimsy, and yeah, it's got a camera on it, but the fact of the matter is, yeah. The seamer is a foot across. Oh. But anyway, same as I say, that were Chris's very first one.
The very first drawage.
Yeah. Weren't the best of drones, but you know, we got the gist of flying and whatever with it, and then you sort of progressed onto a better drone, you know. Take off the guards and the legs and it's a great little learner drone. Yeah, but it's that's how Chris started his drone journey with that anyway. You know what I mean? He sort of, that was the very first thing that he bought. It was very hard to control because it's so lightweight and whatever. So you know, it were all right at the time, but then sort of went on, you know, and bought I didn't get talking about drones, do you?
Blame the lady on that one.
Yeah, it's my lady's fault. She started us talking about drones. It's I mean, that's a laugh. It's like me talking about tech talk, isn't it? Because I ain't got a clue about that either. Oh Oh dear.
Not surprised, nearly 400 quid.
Wakey says.
Weeky, it was Weeky.
Wakey says I like flirting with the trees with my SEMA X5. Yeah, that's because it's all right, but you get a gust of wind and poof, it's gone. He's trying to talk the wife into getting him a new pocket too. But yeah, I mean, Chris is trying to get the Mavic Pro 2 or something or whatever it is, but he ain't having any. You know what I mean? It's sort of going in one ear and out the other. But you know, it's a case of you know, in order for him to get that one, he's got to sell the one he's got first, because he ain't getting any more drones.
I nearly bought Phantom 3 again.
But yeah. Oh dear me. But well, I thought yours had sensor stop collision, Pixie.
No, it sensors mine's got. The Mavic Mini is underneath, and that's a positioning sensor.
But yeah, you know, I keep saying to him, you know, if you ever go out and you're getting older like me, so you need a bigger drone like a Phantom drone so you can see it. But I keep saying to him, you know, if there's any time, because he's getting a bit daring and going over water and everything, and I keep saying to him, I says, if there's ever a time, I says, it loses signal and drops into water, I says, don't bother coming home. Because I'll not be very pleased. So I says, don't bother coming home, I says, if you ever lose this one. So it's a lot of money to see it sink into the bottom of a... Hiya, Mark. He says, I've been here from the beginning. I didn't press the like and said hi to everyone. So I all. Hiya, Steve. Hiya, Mark. He says it bit the prop off. Well, that's handler mistake.
Error.
Yeah, an handler error, as Chris so eloquently put it.
The lampshade into the dog's gob.
It does do that return to home if it does low signal.
Yeah.
It does return to home, because he's had that happen a couple of times. He's sort of had heart palpitations. Hiya, Gordo, how are you?
Hello, Gordo. That Mini, I've heard stories where it's said it's returned to home, but it's gone other way.
So it don't actually return to home then?
But it does most of the time.
It's all right for he says, I love the Mini, just the Wi-Fi signal I don't like.
There's some parabolic Yagis.
The what?
Some Yagis, range extenders.
Oh. What's that thing you've had come today?
This is it's a summer monitor. It's to help. I don't know what it is.
Go bring it here then.
It's a time lapse. It'll be a time lapse for my Canon camera, but I ain't got no bloody batteries for it. I've got to look for some.
No, trash my Hubson 502E as I bought it into land.
Oh dear.
Steve says you need a drone that can shoot in 4K. But yeah, Chris says that Gordo will know what that is. I ain't got a clue. It looks like a posh remote control to me.
To help me with time lapses on the Canon 550D.
Apparently, it helps with time lapses.
no batteries, no. Chris, you do get. Well, there's no point in shooting in 4K because my computer has not handled it, Steve.
So yeah.
So I shoot in 2.7.
So yeah, that's what he's had come today. What's it called again?
I can't pronounce it. Intercity.
Into summer, it says.
I can't remember.
Well, anyway, it's something to do with time lapses on his camera. Richard says it looks like a posh thing from Ann Summers.
How did you know, now? Where did you know about yourself, mate?
Yeah, Wakey says he thought it were a butt plug remote. Well, anyway, it's something to do with time lapses.
It makes you wonder how they all know what they think it is. I bet they've got ones themselves.
Yeah. So, I mean, same as I said, I mean, when it come, I says, it just looks like a posh remote control to me.
It is.
But anyway, you know.
It helps me do something what my camera can't physically do itself, basically.
Steve says, I know what that is. It tells you when the cookies are done. Oh, Gordo says he's having problems with YouTube. Oh dear. But yeah,
no, not good.
Can't afford one, Pixie. They're about $12.99.
£12 odd.
Yeah, just yeah, 12 quid off for eBay, he says. But funnily enough, them cups and that cookery book that I've ordered cost more than what that did. Certainly a lot of time will lapse trying to get the back out, lol. Oh dear.
Oh, 30 minutes right the first message, man. Oh dear.
Yeah, I think there's $12.99 and it's some, I don't know, same as I say. Chris does a lot of time lapse with his camera, and basically that's to help him with time lapses.
Basically, I can set that running with that. I can set my camera running to take 600 photographs, press button and
oh yeah, Wakey says he's buying a metal detector next. There you go.
If I find a drone, it's mine. I love it.
But yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, I don't. Same as I say, it gets Chris out to arse. He does his guns and does what he's got to do. If he's not taking drone out, you know, he's going out photographing or with a female palm or whatever. You know what I mean? It gets him out to arse. I don't mind. $12.99. I can get you a cheaper one. Well, it's bought it now. But you see, the thing is Chris is a lot into photography, you know what I mean, as well as the drone. So, you know, okie dokie then, Wakey says, back in a bit, just going to prep my curry.
Okie dokes, mate.
Johnny's on Tracy's and he says, I've stolen Tracy's seat. She's getting me some tinned fruit. Oh, okie dokie. But, you know, it's going back to what I said earlier on. You know, you're only as good as the equipment that you've got. You know what I mean? It's like with baking. You know, Chris, I have 2 drones. My wife let me get them. One is a Phantom 3 and the other is a Phantom 4 Pro. And then I had a heart attack. Now oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Gerdo says, get yourself a dog. He will be gone for ages. Think of the peace and quiet. Funny you should say that, Gordo, but Callum were only on about it other day. So Chris said to him, he says, well, he says, if you want a dog that badly, Callum, he says, you can get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He says, and you can take it for a walk. And, you know, you want a dog that bad. He says, you can look after it. You can feed it. You can take it for a walk and whatever. As soon as you're up after that.
Lucy's got a feet buried in my shoes.
Uh,
Buried in my shoes.
But yeah, you know, I mean, Callum were all on about it other night, and he soon shut up when Chris said to him, he says, well, you can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you could take it for a walk, you know, yeah, plus vet bills as well.
Yeah.
So he sort of soon, yeah, exactly, Gordo. You know, he sort of soon went off the idea once we said he'd got to go up and walk it, and he'd got to go up, you know, do whatever, feed it and everything. You want one so bad, you know, it's your responsibility, you know, to do whatever if you want one that bad. So we sort of, you know, once we sort of told him all the downside of owning a dog, he went off idea, let's just say. Yeah, it soon put him off, you know, the idea of owning a dog. Plus, it won't be feasible. We're having 3 cats anyway.
Well,
so,
used to him anyway.
Oh, that's the thing, Gordo. Did you get them doggy recipes things that I sent you other day? Batteries for them are over $100 each. Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I did send Gordo some, you know, like when we're on about when me and Tracy made the flapjacks. I did send him some like doggy recipes, and one of them was doggy flapjacks as well. So you see, Google's a good thing, Gordo. You know what I mean? You'd be amazed what you can find on Google. Doggo flapjacks, there you go, yeah. But they were like other things, you know, biscuits you can make for your dogs, and one of them were doggy flapjacks. So, you know, it's not all just about, you know, sweet treats for human beings. I even help people with the doggy treats as well. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, the person that Chris is referring to, I mean, this is the thing. They're on about, you know, I mean, Gordo will know what I'm talking about. You know, like when Chris does the stacking thing with his photographs. Hiya, Simon, how are you? He went out with this person today, and Chris were doing this thing about stacking. So he says, what you doing? So he says, I'm doing this stacking thing with my photographs. Okie dokie then, Mark, thanks for coming in. So anyway, this person asked what Chris were doing. He tried to explain to him what they were doing. He says, oh, I might try that. He didn't even know what he were doing. So how's he going to try it if he don't know what he's doing? And I says, well, I'm not sort of sharpest tool in the toolbox. I says, and I don't get the how you do it, but I know I know what he's talking about, if you know what I mean. I won't know where to start if I were to sit and try and do it myself. But I get the concept of what it is. But he hasn't got a clue. I don't even know how to get his footage off his SD card onto his computer.
Camera button, that one.
But this is it, and you know, he's got the Mini like Chris, and now he's on about getting the Mavic. Then Chris says he don't even know how to work the one that he's got, and he's on about getting one a bit more, you know, a bit more advanced. You know what I mean? Oh, Gordon Bennett, it sounds like he could do going on a diet, Gordo. It says Ronnie was weighed the other week, 38.4 kilos, 85 pounds, roughly 6 stone.
Yeah,
He's been feeding him too well.
It's that dehydrator machine, I tell you.
You see, this is the thing, Gordo. I don't know why you stack them, but I get the rough concept of what, you know, when Chris has explained it to me, I always explained it to me, and you take a load of photos and you like stack it like light and dark and...
Yeah, I only do 3 photos. You can do more if you want. But I do 1 0 exposure, then you do +1, then -1, then you mash them together.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Chris has explained all that to me, and I get the concept of it, but I won't be able to do it myself. But this guy, you know, he hadn't even got the faintest idea. Chris has shown him 3 times how to take his footage off his SD card to put it on his computer, and he still don't get it. So now he's on about having a go at this idea of stacking photos. He ain't got the foggiest. And I says, yeah, I'm not, you know, exactly sort of... I get the basic concept, but I won't be able to sit down and do it myself. I says, it's like, you know, you sort of just have to throw your hands up in air sometimes, you know what I mean? And this person don't even know how to get the footage off the SD card onto the computer. And he's on about trying this stacking thing majig out with photographs. So you know, there's at least one thing I can say about normally you overexpose and underexpose. Yeah. I understand the concept, Gordo, because Chris has explained it to me. But to actually do it myself, I wouldn't have a clue. But I do understand that. I do understand. No, I do understand the concept of it because Chris has explained it to me.
Does explain what?
Nothing. But the thing is, same as, well, this is the thing. Chris has said to him many times, just go on to YouTube. He says there's lots of tutorials out there. There's lots of, you know, what they're into on YouTube, you know, is more to point than what, you know. So he says, go on YouTube. He says, everything I've learned, got a lurker.
I know.
You know, everything I've learned as regards drone footage, camera footage,
Photography.
Yeah, photography and everything. It says everything I've learned, I've gone and watched YouTube videos about it. Welcome back, Tracy. Tracy says hello, Callum.
Hello, Tracy.
It will lurking, Tracy.
Oh, we're lurking in the background.
So yeah, you know, so Chris sort of said to him, you know, if you ain't got it now, just go to YouTube, just go and watch like I've done. That's how I've learned. I've gone
about what Dad said to me.
No.
Oh.
So anyway, you know, just do what I do. If there's something you don't understand, or if you want to learn how to do something, just watch YouTube videos. It says, you know, all you've got to do is type into the search thing, to whatever you want it. You probably would do, Johnny. Yeah. You know, it's a cross between Where's Wally and, you know.
Who, me?
No. Who your dad's been out with today. Chris has shown him 3 times, Johnny, how to get his footage off his drone onto, you know, onto his computer, but he still don't get it. You know, and Chris says, well, where do you think I learned? And he sort of sits there scratching his head. He says, I did exactly what I'm telling you to do. He says, I've been and watched no end of tutorials on YouTube. Yeah, and don't just watch one video. You know what I mean? If you're going to learn, you've got to, oh, it's, can't be bothered, it's too much. You know what I mean? And Chris says, he says, I get the feeling that he wants me to do everything for him. You know what I mean? He says, and I'm not. Has he made a birthday list yet?
Me?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I made one.
Well, he's already had a phone, my lady. This is it. He's already had a new phone, which he's already got, but he wants a new console, either a PlayStation or an Xbox. You know what I mean? That's sort of the only thing that he's asked for. But yeah, you know what I mean? Is this sort of person that if you let him, he'll let you do everything for him. God help him if he's tried to. But you see, this is the same fella that's got the Mavic Mini like Chris, and he keeps saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to get Mavic Pro, or what is it, Mavic Pro 2 or something." Chris says, "You don't even know how to fly this one, let alone get one that's a bit more complicated." Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's one of them cases, you know what I mean? As frustrated as Chris gets with, you know what I mean? Chris has got the patience of a saint, I must say, when it comes to him, because it's a case of, I'd hit him over the head with something, I would, if it were me. You know what I mean? Not being funny, punch him. Johnny says, punch him, Chris. And
very aggressive, Johnny, isn't he?
It's like I've said many a time, Johnny. I keep saying, you must have patience of a saint with him. You know what I mean? Because I'd have either punched him or you know, I'd have said, oh, you know, off.
I'm leaving.
I explain things pretty well to Chris.
No, what Johnny said.
Pain is a great teacher.
Johnny, you're one aggressive person.
But the thing is, Tracy, she says, don't be mean. But the thing is that there's quite a few times, Tracy, has felt like it. Because it's like, how many times do I keep having to repeat myself? He's told him 3 times. I mean, he's even gone as far as bringing his laptop out so Chris could show him.
Well, I didn't show him that time. Jay showed him that time.
You know what I mean? There's not only Chris showing him how to do it. There's somebody else that's shown him how to do it, and he still don't get it.
In other words, he's dumb.
Yeah.
He's a dumb boy.
But you know, I mean, I think Gordo. I think Gordo would be saying, Chris explains everything in clear English, precise, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? But he still don't get it. And I says to him, it sounds, I mean, I've never met the guy. I don't know the guy. But I says, from what Chris has told me, it sounds like if you said, oh, come here, let me do it, he'd let you.
I would have slapped the kid.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And he's one of these type of guys that, you know, he probably thinks that sooner or later Chris is going to get fed up with him, keep telling him and say, oh, come here, let me do it for you. And he'd let him do it. Ooh. My lady says she's just got a Switch Mario.
What?
I used to have a Switch. Don't know where that went.
Johnny says he's so peed with 2020 punch anyone, lol. But the thing is, Johnny, it's one of them.
Johnny, can you punch Boris, please? Thank you.
Exactly. That's it. The nail on the head. Gordo says all the gear, no idea. Exactly. That's it. You couldn't have said it better, Gordo.
Wait, what?
All the gear, no idea.
What does that mean?
He's got mini Mavic. He don't know.
I don't know what
Yeah,
to do.
he don't. Yeah, he ain't got the faintest. Simon says I used to have a Switch. Got a pull cord now. At least I know where the on button is. But the thing is, you know what I mean? I mean, Chris has said many a times.
Being banned.
Wait, is that what joke for?
He says Boris won't talk to me being banned off his lives twice. But the thing is, you know what I mean? Chris comes back and tells me, and you know, it must be so frustrating for Chris. And you know, same as Chris has admitted, there's a lot about photography still to learn. There's a lot about drone, you know, flying drones that he's still got to learn. But what Chris has learned is watch YouTube videos about it, and that's the way Chris has learned. You know what I mean?
And advice given by a certain Mr. Gordo.
Yeah. Oh, well, obviously, and advice from Gordo. You know what I mean? But you know, at least with Chris, when he says I asked him how his pharmaceutical company shares are going. But yeah, you know what I mean. And I says to Chris, you know, I says it makes you wonder, you know, go out on your own. You've not got somebody, you know, jabbering in your ear and asking, you know, and asking you this and asking you that.
I've got some extension. What do you mean for drone?
Have you looked at extension tubes?
I've got Yaggies for drone.
Extension for what?
But yeah, and it's like, you know, it goes in one ear and straight out to other, or there's no in between, if you know what I mean, an empty space in between.
I have learning difficulty, but I understand what.
But same as I've just said, Callum, I don't. Your dad tells me about stacking photos and everything. I get the concept of what it is, but I won't be able to do it myself. But I get the concept of it.
No, I'm saying I have learning difficulties, but I bet I know how to set it up better than him.
No, for the camera, he says.
No, I am, mate.
Don't you give him any more ideas, Gordo.
Oh, I think you mean the lighting tubes. Extension tubes. I think you mean go for
Oh, you mean, I don't know. Message him, Gordo. Because I ain't got faintest. But while I get the concept of these stacking of the photographs, I couldn't sit down and do it myself. But, you know, I mean, it's like when I do my vlogs, Chris has tried to sit down with me and explain like editing and whatever. But it's something I just can't grasp. While I admit I can't grasp it, you know what I mean? I admit that I can't grasp it. But I suppose if I sat down and I keep trying, that basically it's just a tube that goes between camera and lens, good for macro images. I'm
not really into macro images.
Yeah. What? You see, I've got no idea what that is.
You can ask me anything about gaming.
But
autofocus macro extension tube set extreme. Yeah, no, I'm not into that. No.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just had a look and he says he's not into that. So it's a case of, you know, different photographers are into different things, you know what I mean? And
unless it's of a lady, then there you go.
But it's like Chris, you know, he can't wait for snow to come, you know, drone footage, photographs, etc. You know what I mean? That's not everybody's cup of tea, and it won't do. Fireworks is going off again. Pardon me.
Why
It
was
wouldn't
going
do for everybody to be interested in the same things.
It's not bonfire night yet.
Oh, well, try telling them that's lit fireworks off.
What?
Oh, tube, I thought you said lube.
But anyway, same as I say, you know, Chris has had a look. It's not for him, sort of thing. So no. Before you crack one,
What?
I'll have a coffee.
What you're on about?
Huh?
I says before you crack one open, I'll have a coffee. It's all right. He's only just realised he's got some cans.
I think he had a camera in his hand.
No, is he going to take a picture of a can of Foster's?
I thought he was going to take a picture of us.
Yeah.
Can of Foster's.
Yeah. It's all right, Chris. We're just about to crack a can of Foster's open, and I says, "Well, before you crack that open," I says, "Get me a coffee." And Callum got wrong end of stick and thought he were taking photographs. I says, "What is it going to take a photograph with a can of Foster's?"
I think he was picking his camera up.
So you only got a week off then, Callum? Because some schools have got 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we've got a week off.
Yeah, so you.
I wish it were 2 weeks, so that means on my birthday I could have 2 weeks off.
Yeah, well, it's 2 weeks on Sunday, your birthday, isn't it?
Something like that. Right?
But yeah.
Can we skip in time?
Mm,
Go to the future.
yeah. If you build a time machine and
I don't know how I'm gonna build it.
That's good at scrapyard.
People will say we would have flying cars by now, but that's not happened yet.
Oh dear.
Didn't it?
So
Say people a long time ago said we'll have flying cars by now, but
Yeah.
that's not happened.
Oh well. Oh
Give
dear.
it another 1 million years and flying cars will happen.
What was that camera that you were bidding on, baby? I can't hear me. It's all right, Chris. Chris were bidding on another camera on eBay. What was that camera that you were bidding on?
750D.
Yeah, 750D. I mean, to me that don't mean anything, but
it's a camera.
To the guys that do photography, it'll mean something. You know what I mean?
Is the chat running slow?
So
is everybody tired? You got 11 watching in.
Yeah.
Hello.
So yes, he was bidding on a camera on eBay, but he didn't win it anyway.
Wake up.
and there again, we eBay, that's saying, it's just pot luck, whether you win it or you don't, you know what I mean? It always don't work out the fact. It just means he wants more toys. Well, you may be right there, Simon.
That sounds very ominous. What could that mean?
He put his. I think he put his highest bid. He were willing to go up to about 150 quid. So, and I think ending up it went for about 170.
I think everybody.
About 200 and odd.
Oh.
I think everybody except Simon's gone to bed.
So yeah. It didn't win it anyway, so add me on your Xbox.
I haven't got Xbox anymore.
Well, you have. It's still in
but
it's not connected. He's not been on his Xbox for quite a while. But you see, the thing is, there's a new one coming out in November, but it don't come out till after his birthday.
Boo.
So yeah, it's either. What do? Do you wait for it new one to come out and have a belated birthday present, or what? Because he either wants the new PlayStation or the new. Well, he hasn't actually got a PlayStation at the moment. We keep saying it says your ear's grown, mate.
He's chopping.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah. Well, I keep saying, what with college and whatever. We ain't got round to doing it, and I keep saying, I'm gonna have to cut your hair.
Still do it.
Yeah, no.
Bloody fireworks.
But yeah.
Velometer, that's the one.
A what?
What?
Velometer.
Sounds like a football team.
He's going to have a stripper for his birthday, is he?
Stripper? Who?
Yeah. Well, you're forgetting, Simon. You know,
Don't forget.
as from midnight tonight, we're in tier 3, so nobody outside can come in our house. So that's out at window.
Boris can give me permission.
Yeah. What, dear Boris? Can I have a stripper for my 18th birthday?
Yeah.
So there's a new Xbox coming out in November.
I was thinking,
but it's not till after.
I'll do the same as last time. Stay on last gen console for another year and wait till price go down and get it then.
Well, don't forget on your 18th birthday you do your trust fund thing.
I don't know.
That's put. I'll get Ivy to strip. He wants thrilling, not killing. Mate, that's what Simon's put.
What?
Maybe ask the old girl down the road to dance in a garden for him. Gordo says I bought an attachment that allows me to do reverse lens. My lady says she's booked up, so that's that out at window. I bought an attachment that allows me to do reverse lens photography as well, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Chris knows what it probably knows.
Just showed me on thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Keep chatting. Yeah, I know.
We'll have to do him a subscription to what Babe Station or something stuff like that. See, more. That's next best thing. We'll have to get him a monthly subscription for Babe Station. That's about as close as it's going to get to a stripper.
Ow.
Yeah. You woke and took her up now. We're having a nice. It were having a nice kip then till Callum went storming over.
You already woke up, weren't you, Tux?
Awake there.
What?
He says I'm fully awake there.
But yeah. And I don't think Callum wants Chris doing a striptease for him. I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Basically, you turn the lens round, it screws into the filter attachment. Oh, Tracy says night, Callum.
Good night, Tracy.
You see, even I get that. You know what I mean?
What?
When he says you turn lens round and it screws into the filter attachment. You see, even I get that.
I get that.
So
you will get it.
Yeah.
Dum dum.
Okay, Ram Dodge says I'm still here.
I thought you were sleeping. I'm dead.
How do you turn the lens round? A where's Wally question. I'll tell him what were it you that had a PH stream? Or were it him? Yeah. Well, anyway, they went out today, and where they went, they were like streams and whatever. So he stood there having a wee stream, right? So, and then he stood there and he says to Chris, he says, I wonder why some of this water's brown. And Chris says, well, you're one that stood having a pee in it. That's our sort of Chris quips back to him. You know what I mean?
They thought it was dead hilarious.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't think it were all that funny, but he says he thought it were hilarious. You know, he says, well, you're one having a pee in it. Oh dear. But yeah, hi Ian's Drones, how are you? But yeah. It's all right. I should have renamed this drone talk, but because that's all we've been talking about, photography and drones.
Are you talking about Baby Station?
Yeah. And what we're going to do for Callum's 18th birthday. We can't have a stripper for him.
I can't
Because we as from midnight tonight we're in tier 3, so
I can't get drunk.
You can.
Oh yeah, but not in a pub.
Your dad's going to make sure he gets plenty of beers in, Callum. Just text it. Well, it felt as rough as a dog this afternoon. You just text him and say you feel as rough as a dog. But that was this afternoon, and he don't know any different, does he? Well, you're not going in that stupid smart car he's got, are you?
No, that's Jay.
Oh, I thought you meant Adrian. Oh.
Adrian. Jay's got the smart car. Adrian's got the van.
Oh.
I think I'm travelling all that way in a van with him.
No.
Enough way to put in my door in.
But anyway. Oh dear.
It's a bit slow now.
You did tell him it goes straight into a dam and then onto your tap. Can he do that? No, actually, no.
Who? What?
Because you're prohibited from meeting anybody else out from outside your own household. So that could be an excuse.
No, what's up?
But yeah. So, he's one of these characters where, he's nice enough, but, you feel like you could punch him in the face. And I don't even know him. I've never met the guy. Pixie, can you show me how to upload from this SD card? Wakey.
Wait, it's got beetroots on it.
Oh, dear. But
Wait, do you have beetroots on that SD card?
I mean, even I know that. I know how to do that, and I'm not exactly tech savvy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not exactly tech savvy, but savvy. But there's a little slot on. There's a little slot outside of your PC. You know what I mean? And the little SD card that you've got in your drone, you take it out your drone and you plug in that slot inside of you. That's as far as my tech savviness goes. So yeah, I mean, even I know that. Can you tell me? Can you teach me how to take lens cap off? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not sort of all that into, technical stuff. You know what I mean? But I do know how to drone into your computer. But it's only got one of these little, like mine, like a Chromebook. And Chris... Well, you're buggered then, aren't you? Wake. This is I ain't got a little slot on my PC. But you see, Chris, same as Chris says, I think he's only got like a little notebook. And Chris says, to be honest... Oh, has he been and bought a new one? Oh. He says, that the little Chromebook thing that you've got ain't got the capability, for you to edit, to edit your footage and this, that, and other. It just ain't got the memory capability. Test and trace is a bit complicated if you've got close to someone who got near someone who might have been close to someone who might have had contact with someone who might have had it. You need to test. You need to isolate until tested negative. Oh, okie dokie then, Tracy. Say good night to him from me too.
Where's Johnny going?
Yeah, she says he's told me to tell you he's going to bed. His phone went off and he says night all. You know what I mean? It's just plug the whole damn thing into a USB port. But oh dear, you know, it's, I mean, even I get frustrated and I ain't got to put up with him, you know what I mean? But according to what Chris has just told me, he's gone and got another PC. But I keep saying Wakey, you know, is one of these sort of people that if you offered to do it for him, he'd say, oh, go on then, you know what I mean? So he ain't got ball ache doing it himself, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's closed out again.
Does that mean you've got to watch a 5-minute ad again?
Yeah,
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's that's the impression that I get from what Chris tells me, that, you know, if you were to say, oh, come here, let me, you know, you get that frustrated with him that you say, oh, come here, let me do it for you. He'd happily sit back and let you do it for him. The same as Chris says, that's not the way to learn. You know, if he's genuinely wanting to learn these things, then he's got to do what Chris did and learn from YouTube videos. You know what I mean? It's does it an ID 110 button? What's one of them when it's at home? Does it have an ID 110 button? I don't know.
what?
It says, does it? I think it's meant to say, does it have an ID 110 button?
No idea.
I've got an F10 button. My Femi Palm doesn't recognise the SD card. Thought I was going to have to send it back. We see Chris has had 1 or 2 problems not recognising SD card and whatever. ID 10T. What? How do I know? Things is going complicated now. Oh, it turns out it doesn't like SD cards that ever.
Format them on your Phoebe Palm, mate.
Yeah, Chris says you have to format them while they're in your Femi Palm. Idiot. I get it now. Idiot. Yeah. Oh, he's got several. I'm there looking on my PC and thinking, well, I can't see it. Well, obviously, I must be as thick as 2 short planks. I didn't click on. Oh, dear. You better not either. Oh, dear. But you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
You know. You're skating on very thin ice, Mr. P. I'll tell you something for nothing. So that's him told. I mean, all I'm bothered about, couldn't format on device. Pixie didn't recognise card to format.
Oh dear.
Pardon me. You know, I've got my camera, I've got my laptop, I know how to go live. That's all I'm bothered about. You know what I mean? That's what Pixie's here for. All complicated tech stuff, you know what I mean? I haven't heard that saying for a long time. What, skating on thin ice?
I'm like that most live streams, mate.
Yeah, that's Tracy.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, Tracy says I ain't heard that saying in a long time.
Oh, she's still with me.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, the thing is, Tracy, in hours, I fought to push me buttons, you know what I mean? And he knows that I know he's only joking. Otherwise, he'd get something thrown at him. Hence the reason why he sits all the way over there. I know how to go wee bang. Well, you want to come round here? There's a lot of wee bangs. That's funny. I entered that in a long time, and Callum used to call them wee bangs when they were little, weren't he? Because he didn't like fireworks at all when they were little. Like the touch paper and run like hell. But yeah, it's funny, Wakey. But Callum used to call them wee bangs. Fluid and electric sockets don't mix, Paul. But yeah, Callum, because I think it were, I think when it were about five, weren't he? Yeah. We were having fireworks outside, and we sort of, because it were close to Callum's birthday, because his birthday's on 8th, we had sort of like a birthday party, but we're having fireworks as well. And Callum screamed blue murder. And what we had to do is we had to sit, the women stayed inside, and Callum had to watch them from inside, front back room, because he didn't like them at all. But he used to call them wee bangs. So that's something I ain't heard in a long while. Or in Chris's case, blow off the damn garden up.
That was funny, that.
Yeah.
It didn't sound quite there fake when we did it properly, did it?
Well, I got these friends, and the daughter were they were having some fireworks, and basically I was pregnant with Callum at the time, and he were overdue, obviously, because it was due on the 4th of November. But anyway, bonfire night come, and I'm sat outside on a chair watching fireworks. Anyway, Chris, we've got like a back garden, so Chris sticks this firework in middle of the back garden. So anyway, I'm sat there. Chris and my mate's husband, they were doing the lighting of the fireworks. So Chris sticks this firework in soil in middle of the lawn, right? Lights it, comes back, sat there waiting for something to happen, and all of a sudden there were all these sods of grass coming flying my way. You know what I mean? Yeah, and basically what the daft sod had done is put the firework in upside down. So we ended up with a ready-made fish pond in back garden. And I'm stuck, and I'm getting all these sods of grass and soil and everything out my hair. You know, and it still didn't make Callum come any quicker. Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, we laugh about it now, but I weren't laughing at time. I'd got soil all down me, I'd got sods of grass and everything in my hair. We're at a turf fountain. God knows where it were, Wakey, but it put it in upside down. And Chris says, when they lit another one next time, they made sure that it will put it right way. So Chris sticks it in thing, lights it, and they stood back and they were saying, well, it ain't got the same effect, has it, when it's put it right way? Yeah. But yeah, I've got a ready-made fish pond in my back garden. So it had blew off it, blooming grass and everything. I was wearing most of it.
Oh, good.
But yeah, Chris still laughs about it to this day. He thought him and my pal's husband thought it were hilarious. We used to chase each other around with Roman candles. Those were the days. His birthday's 8th of November, Tracy. But I think doctors frightened him into coming early because they gave me the 10th to go in and be induced. So I think they frightened him into coming early. Well, not early. IBM error, idiot behind the machine.
I'm going to call him that tomorrow. Hey, over here comes IBM.
Oh dear. But the thing is, same as I say, Chris says, well, when we lit it right way, it didn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? It weren't as exciting. I says, well, tell that to your poor son that seems, but it didn't shock him into coming any sooner.
Probably why I don't like meat bags.
Picnic, problem in chair, not in computer. Oh. So yeah, we were actually born on 8th, but they gave me the 10th to be induced, which his mum were looking forward to because that's her birthday. So she were all excited that Callum were going to be born on her birthday, but it didn't happen that way because they were born on 8th. So yeah, breathing sort of blowing off at garden up didn't, you know. I says to Chris, I says, if I go in labour tonight, I says, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Breathing that didn't make me go into labour with him, you know, blowing off at garden up and wearing off at garden on my head.
Then it came out like an extra.
But hey ho. I'm sure we've all got these funny stories to tell. But prefer a lion bar. Oh dear. Oh, he's a rebel, that Gordo is, you know.
I know.
He says we used to stick air bombs in the litter bins and pillar boxes. He's quite a rebel, that Gordo.
What do you mean used to do? He still does.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, bonfire night and Halloween, it's lost its meaning since we were kids, if you know what I mean.
We're all just in it for money now.
Yeah, it's all just a money making racket. Same as Chris has just said, everybody's in it for money now. You know what I mean? I mean, back in day, you know, we used to be excited about bonfire night, you know. We caught a few litter bins on fire. I suppose so, if you chuck air bombs in them. You know, we used to get excited. Can you remember these like firecracker things that, you know, go pop, 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 pop? You know what I mean? We used to get excited at things like that, you know, and nowadays it's all these multi-shot things and it's just lost its sparkle. Used to nick the handlebars off someone's chopper, made a great bang stick with a 3210 and a big marble. Oh dear, all stories is coming out now. Can you imagine that coming at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour? It'd take your eye out. But you know what I mean? It's not what it used to be. You know what I mean? It's yeah, just lost its sparkle. Great pun. Yeah, that used to be an highlight. You know, standing there with a sparkler, making all these funny shapes, and you know what I mean. It was simple back then, if you know what I mean. When we were kids, you know, I liked a bonfire night with having a sparkler and doing these funny shapes with sparklers, and You know, kids, you know, these days you hand them a sparkling, you know, what the heck's that? The best one, we used to sit on the wall outside the swimming baths waiting for someone to go into the public lavs. We then used to chuck bangers in the lavs. They used to echo somewhat wrong. Well, if they didn't go in for a number 2, they sure had one while they were there after that lot. Oh dear. Enough to make anybody go for a number 2, that would. I bet we can get some great long exposure shot. Well, you can buy some sparklers then. Yeah, get Callum to do it. You know, I'm not having folks thinking, oh, look at that daft so-and-so with sparkler. Let them call Callum instead. Yeah. But you see, this is the thing as well. I mean, like, when I were kids, they used to sit outside either local shop or local supermarket asking for penny for guy. You know, and if you made a fiver, you were rich. You know what I mean? We were little sods. We used to have mini rockets fights in the disused railway tunnel. Even Richard's been a little tinker. We used to chuck air bombs down the Chinese chippy air vent. They used to chase us with meat cleavers.
Come here, little.
Oh dear. Wakey says, sit in the park waiting until someone's dog had a crap. Stick a lip banger in it, run faster than Linford Christie. It pales into comparison when you made a fish pond in our back garden. Some of these stories. Oh dear. See, I started something now. Everybody's coming out with the deep, dark secrets from the past. You know what I mean? It's but nobody does that nowadays. I mean, you know, you used to go to your mum and say, "Have you got a shirt? Have you got a pair of trousers?" You know what I mean? A hat and a scarf and make a guy. The rocket launcher was made up using sink down pipes. So somebody would put some water in the sink and wonder why it would, you know, they've got a flood in the bathroom or in the kitchen. Oh dear. But you know, I mean, them were the days. I mean, the kids these days don't know they're born. You know what I mean? It's it's you know, and all this derives from, you know, way back when they tried to blow Houses of Parliament up. You know what I mean? Ain't it funny? Such a historical event as, you know, we always have bonfire night on 5th of November. We always, I mean, Halloween predominantly is an American thing. You know what I mean? My dad stuck a rocket in a milk bottle and lit it. As he walked away, it swung round, fell over, went straight through next door's car radiator.
Oh dear.
Or even better, put dog poo in a paper bag, then put the bag on someone's path, set fire to the bag, and then knock
and run. I've done that one before.
Tracy says my brother once did that and put dog poo in a bag, set it to light on the doorstep, and knocked on the door and ran away. They stood on it and to dye it out, then I'd poo on the feet. this is what I'm saying. You know, you don't hear many kids nowadays telling stories like that. You know what I mean? You know, about what they got up to in the youth and etc. You know what I mean? It's you know, I mean, some of the things that they were proper childhood memories, you know what I mean? They were proper childhood memories, you know what I mean? Some of the things that people got up to that, you know, you'd get a right telling off nowadays if you did that sort of thing. But it just goes to show what good childhoods we had in that respect, as you know, bonfire night, Halloween, etc. You know what I mean? And you can't take that away from our generation. Knock a door run. We used to do knockout ginger in the flats. We would run along the landings knocking on the doors. But you know what I mean? It's so good to hear all these old stories of what you got up to as kids, etc. Because you know they don't do nothing like that nowadays. You know what I mean? They either go to a fireworks display or they have these 100-shot knockout gnomes. You know what I mean? You know, they go to these firework displays. I mean, they've probably not been on of that this year, but you know what I mean? You know, they're setting off these all because it's easier than to, you know, I can remember spin wheel things as kids. These were last week. But it's true, you know what I mean? It's real dirty trick was to smear dog poo on someone's door handle on the inside, stick a couple of drawing pins into it and pull the door shut with a bang. Oh dear. Okay then, Amjad, I shall see you on Monday. I'm forgetting what day it is. So I'll see you again Monday. Amjad, thanks for popping in, and I'll see you on Monday. So you know, it's like you used to grab a stick, knock the door, then pretend to be gnomes in the garden. Well, they were either, you know, got big gnomes in your area. Yeah. But yeah, I know somebody else that used to do that and all, Gordo. Somebody not too far away over in that corner.
What?
Tie door knockers together. It says, I hope no kids are viewing this stream giving up all our old tricks. Don't want it happening here. I had a 7 iron for the gnomes. But the thing is, nowadays, it's they're too busy on either Xbox or the PS4, you know what I mean? You know, to even, you know what I mean? But they were the good old days, edge hopping.
I used to love that.
Yeah, Chris used to do that as well.
I could run then.
You'd be all right trying to hop over an edge. I'm going to say you'd be all right trying to hop over an edge. You'd end up smack bang in middle on it nowadays.
Just about hop.
Good clean decapitation. I'm assuming you mean the gnomes, Wakey. Oh dear. But yeah, it's You know, this is all the fun that, you know what I mean? They'd look at you go, nowadays, if you were to say, oh, I did this and I did that, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Kids of the future will be like, remember that sparkler made in Minecraft? You know what I mean? I was just about to say sort of similar thing, Simon. You know, like you know, edge hopping and tying door. Is that a new game that's come out? You know what I mean? All works well until some pillock puts mesh in the middle of the edge. Stop pretty sharp, lol. End up down A&E. But yeah, I was just about to say something similar, Simon. You know, is that a new game that's come out? How much is that on Xbox? But yeah, you know, that's all kids nowadays are interested in, you know, either blooming Xbox or we had a road called the Grand National, 30 odd edges. It even had a few water jumps. Great fun back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. That ain't that the truth though, Wakey. He says, I'm amazed that health and safety allow us to buy fireworks. But there's so many like rules and regulations now. I mean, the ones that you buy in, like, let's say Asda or in supermarkets, the what Chris calls hi Tina, how are you? You know, the fireworks that you buy nowadays, they tame, let's just say. They will only sell you tame fireworks, no that goes with a bang, or you know what I mean. You know, I once tried that with my friends, lol, edge hopping, and got stuck. Tracy says, I once tried that with my friends, lol, edge hopping, and got stuck in the middle of the edge. Sliced my hand, had to go home and tell my mum, and yeah, she got belt off her dad. Yeah, exactly, Gordo. You know what I mean? I mean, people, if you were to tell these stories to the younger generation now, they were thinking, God, you never did that, did you? God, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. The kids of today are so invested in the smartphones, the computers, the Xboxes and the you know, the games. They're just not wanting to get out there. And then, I mean, because we didn't have that sort of thing back in the day. You know what I mean? There were no such things as smartphones. There were no such things as laptops, etc. You know what I mean? So basically, you had to make your own entertainment. You know what I mean? And that's thank you, Tina. He says you could get crow scarers, proper air bombs, but you can't get that sort of thing nowadays because it's not, you know, it's same as I said, what Chris calls the tame. You know, they just wee, you know, and they have, you know, bright, sparkly things coming out of them, and you know, they don't go with a bang like they used to back in our day. I had an hoop stick. Yeah, they don't do nothing like that nowadays. I mean, their idea of repeaters is like these big box things with 100 flying things. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not like, you know, when we were kids. You know, there were proper fireworks. We did proper trick-or-treating and things like that. And their idea of a repeater is when you fart. Okay then, my lady, I will be shutting it down shortly anyway, because it's 11:05. Yeah. So I have flying things, Kirby's. It's all right, Steve. We're talking about bonfire night and fireworks and everything, and it's like, you know, what what everybody remembers from the childhood. You know, it's nothing like today. So you remember the wipe and top? No, I can't remember wipe and top. Explain to him, Tracy, before I shut it down.
Oh, excuse me.
But you know what I mean? It's like kids of today, I think they were horror stories, but it's how we used to enjoy us and before smartphones and whip. Oh, whip and top. Yeah, I know what you mean now. So yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. What you say? You're old, but not that old. Yeah, I can remember that, and I can remember what were them things called? What it were like a thing, and you do it on a. They got two sticks and a piece of string, and you used to throw. What were them called?
Yo-yo.
No, it were like two sticks, a string, and then like a thing that you used to like make it go up and down, and then you used to throw it up and catch it again. And you know, I think if you were to take these kids' phones away, I think they wouldn't even know where. Yeah, that's it. That's it. They wouldn't. I mean, having said that, Steve, Callum knows our home phone number. So my mum only knows half the stuff we got up to. If she knew, she would go mental. If you did it just right, you could whip it through someone's front window. Yeah, and then they'd grab you by ear and take you back to your mum and dad's house and say you've got a front room window to pay for. She says I had one of those, but forgot what it's called. I couldn't remember I can't remember what it's called. But it, you know. So yeah, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, you get that idea, and you know, I mean, that's sort of on similar footing to a whip and top sort of thing, but where that you got like two sticks with string on it, and like clackers. Yeah, I mean, they're not don't even allow bloody conkers nowadays in school. Yeah. As were we all, Steve. He says when I was a kid, I was the TV remote. Yeah. And you were aerial adjuster and all sorts. We used to egg this bloke's ass every trick or treat until one of us got caught, and wasn't me. He was made to clean it up. Yeah. Right, it's 11:10. Yeah, space opera. He cleaned it up, so we egged it again. Right, I'm gonna go, guys, because it's 11:10. Thank you for all coming in, and I shall see you on Monday, normal time. It's been lovely to hear your old stories about fireworks and everything. It's been a fab night, hearing stories and brings back memories and whatever. So I'll see you all on Monday, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.